Have you ever stopped to wonder just how much space we actually need for all of our stuff? Well, check out this number, $22 billion. That is the staggering amount that Americans spend every single year simply to rent self-storage space. I mean, really think about that for a second. We are literally paying to outsource our belongings, and why? Mostly because of a severe lack of adequate storage right inside our own homes.
So, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to take that frustrating, messy daily experience of a cluttered closet and completely transform it into an empowering masterclass on storage optimization. We're leaving the chaos behind and diving straight into the actual science and design of a space that, actually works for you.
Because look, if you've ever felt like you're constantly fighting your closet just to get dressed in the morning, your frustration is incredibly valid. In fact, a National Association of Home Builders survey found that a whopping 64% of home buyers feel they just do not have adequate storage space. But why is that? Why are so many of these standard builder-grade closets just set up to fail right out of the gate?
Well, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the closet design epidemic, standard dimensions and clearances, strategies for maximizing your space, lighting and electrical safety codes, and finally, how to actually maintain that organization.
Okay, part 1, the closet design epidemic.
So here is the uncomfortable truth. In a massive number of homes built over the last couple of decades, closet design has been a total afterthought. Builders will literally obsess over kitchen layouts, and then they just hand you what I like to call single rod syndrome. You know exactly what I mean. That typical builder-grade closet with one lonely wire shelf, a single rod installed at a really awkward height, maybe a single dim dome light, and just massive amounts of wasted vertical space stretching all the way up to the ceiling. Contrast that with custom designs that give you double hang rods, beautiful layered lighting, and integrated drawers. The stakes here are surprisingly high, right? A bad layout costs you time every single morning and makes staying organized virtually impossible.
And I absolutely love this insight from our source material. A larger closet doesn't replace a properly designed closet. It hits the nail on the head. Raw square footage is entirely useless if it's just full of dead space in the middle. To put that into perspective, imagine a massive 10 by 10 closet that only has one row of standard shelving. That is incredibly inefficient, compared to a properly laid out 6 by 10 closet that actually gives the home buyer 53% more functional storage space. It's all about how you use it.
Moving right along to Section 2, Standard Dimensions and Clearances.
To fix this epidemic, we have to respect the geometry of the space. We need to look at the foundational numbers required to make a closet functional without causing your clothes to wrinkle or creating daily traffic jams. Think about it. Most shirts, blouses, and folded pants really only need about 36 to 40 inches of hanging space. So by implementing a double hang configuration where you set your lower rod at 40 inches and your upper rod at 80 inches, boom, you instantly double your storage capacity for those items. You have literally gained 100% more hanging space without adding a single square foot to the room. Now, for your long hang items, things like dresses or coats, you'll want to reserve a specific section with a rod installed higher, right around 70 to 72 inches.
But hey, it's not just about rod heights. Clearance is king. The standard depth for hanging clothes is 24 inches. That is absolutely crucial so your garments don't brush against the back wall and get all wrinkled. And if you ignore walkway clearances, like that standard 36-inch minimum between facing storage walls, you end up with a seriously claustrophobic space. You're going to have doors blocking drawer faces, and honestly, simply bending down to grab a pair of socks turns into this uncomfortable daily contortion act.
All right, Section 3, maximizing your storage space.
Let's see how all this math builds into maximizing every single inch of your available space by targeting our most common storage gripes head-on. Listen, a closet that only handles hanging clothes is absolutely doomed to fail. Why? Because all the small stuff, your socks, underwear, gym clothes, it just ends up stuffed haphazardly on shelves or, worse, piled on a chair in the bedroom. That's exactly why we must follow the rule of 3. We have to design specific, dedicated zones for 3 things: hanging space, drawer space, and shoe space. And speaking of shoes, let's talk about literally the worst place to put them, the floor. Lining your shoes up along the baseboard means you can't see what you own, they constantly get scuffed, and vacuuming, forget about it. It's impossible. The game changer here is getting them onto flat, adjustable shelving. Men's shoes typically need about a 14-inch depth, while most others need about 12 inches. Keeping them 6 to 8 inches apart on adjustable shelves totally prevents crushing, displays them beautifully, and makes keeping your closet clean infinitely easier.
Up next, Section 4, Lighting and Electrical Safety.
So we're transitioning into the most technical part of our explainer. Because, let's be real, if you can't actually see all this perfectly optimized space safely, it's pretty much useless. Professional designers treat closets almost like high-end retail stores by using 3 distinct layers of lighting. A single dim dome light? That just turns outfit matching into a frustrating guessing game where navy blue and black look totally identical. You need general lighting for the overall space. Task lighting, like LED strips under shelves to actually see your folded clothes, and accent lighting to elevate the whole vibe of the room. But, and this is a massive but, you have to install them safely following the National Electrical Code.
The National Electrical Code, or NEC, has a very specific definition we absolutely need to understand, known as the closed closet storage space. Now, this isn't just some fancy design term. It is a strict legal regulatory boundary line designed to prevent hot lamps from sparking fires by touching your sweaters or cardboard boxes. It extends from the floor vertically up to 6 feet, or the highest hanging rod, and projects out exactly 24 inches from the closet walls.
Take a look at how the NEC visualizes this space. That 24-inch clearance extending from the side and back walls, that represents the hanging space for your clothes. But also notice that 12-inch clearance extending down from the ceiling. That defines the shelf space boundary. The code explicitly dictates exactly how close your light fixtures can get to these invisible boundaries. And the whole point? To prevent your house from catching on fire.
Let's break down those precise distance requirements. If you are using surface-mounted incandescent or LED luminaires with a completely enclosed light source, they have to be at least 12 inches away from that storage boundary we just looked at. Now, surface-mounted or recessed fluorescent lights, or specific recessed enclosed LEDs, they only require a 6-inch clearance. And please pay attention to this. Incandescent fixtures with open or partially enclosed lamps, they are strictly prohibited anywhere in a closet. No way. This is exactly why LED fixtures are so highly recommended by pros today. They give you incredible brightness, great energy efficiency, and they generate way less dangerous heat.
Finally, Section 5, Maintaining your organized closet.
Okay, let's bring the narrative back to the human element for a second, because here is the undeniable truth of it all. Even the most perfectly engineered, beautifully lit, code-compliant closet will inevitably fail without proper maintenance habits. Before you even measure a wall or think about hiring a designer, you must take inventory. Sort everything into keep, donate, sell, or recycle piles. You simply cannot build enough space for things you don't even wear. And for long-term success, I strongly urge you to adopt the one-in, one-out rule. For every new item of clothing you bring into that beautiful new closet, an old item has to leave. It is truly the only way to permanently stave off that slow, sneaky creep of clutter.
So, the crucial takeaway is this. Your closet should absolutely not be a source of daily friction. Take a moment to reflect on your own space right now. Is your closet actively working for your wardrobe and supporting your daily routine? Or is your wardrobe constantly fighting a poorly designed, builder-grade space? Well, with the right dimensions, smart storage zones, and safe lighting, you are now fully equipped to rethink and finally reclaim your space.